song, but they're testing still. I hope we hear the song.
Can we see what's going on?
I don't know.
The gong will be heard. Don't worry.
And now, good morning. And now to create our sacred space, our chalice lighting words. We kindle this flame as a symbol of our gathering. May the light of understanding illuminate our darkness. May the warmth of sharing bring us peace.
Good morning. For those of you who don't know, I'm Reverend Ron Ferris. And for those of you, presumably most of you, who do know that already, it's good to be with you again. Last week, Reverend Cowtan and I swapped pulpits in what I hope to be a reinvigoration of a greater sense of collaboration and partnership with all UUs in our whole region. I love that stuff, and there's immense benefit to it. As for today, well, admittedly, this is strange. Normally, I have a strict policy of only dressing up like a hippo when there's a bunch of crazy kids around, or when it's our staff dressed like a semi-aquatic animal day, but those are Tuesdays, and today is Sunday, and there's not a kid in the house. And that's a real bummer. I'm gonna make this a little less formal. Oh, there you are. Hello. Hey kids, are you watching? Do you remember last year, you all did some zany Christmas play that ended with, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Only hippopotamus will do. And then I came out dressed like this because it was Christmas and Yasha had a hippo costume. Of course. I miss you guys. I do. I miss our time together in church when all you little ones would come and help me teach the congregation some important lesson. I miss your wisdom and your humor and your goofiness, and I may be embodying some of that even now. I miss your faces and your beautiful, generous energy, and I cannot wait to get back together, and we will be. We will. I wish it were today. Today is our winter pageant. We're not going to let a little thing like not having anybody in the building stand in our way. North Shore Unitarian has been pageanting for nearly 50 years, and we are not going to let COVID take that from us. Can't stop, won't stop. It's too important. In fact, it's the essence of this whole season, with its themes of light in the darkness, new beginnings, hope and love. I mean, what is childhood if not that? And is it any wonder then that the story of a child, miraculous in all of those ways, is a central narrative for this season? Christmas brings out the kids in each of us, connects us back with our wonder, and reminds us that we are held as a beautiful child in the family of creation. Reminds us that our inner light increases when we delight in all the lights and the spirit of giving. It's a time to celebrate children and to let that guide us to our persistent childlike enthusiasm for life and need for love. Remember when you were a kid, and I'm talking to the adults in the room at this point, but maybe the kids can think of this too. You've got some years under you. This time of the year provides some of the best memories of our childhood, right? Growing up as I did in the United States Southwest, we had a tradition of putting out luminarias right before Christmas. I think they grew out of the Mexican culture, but I don't even know that for certain. All I know is that suddenly our whole neighborhood streets were lined with brown paper bags, weighted by sand, and then illuminated from within by candles. And we'd line all the sidewalks in front of our houses and up to our doors and driveways. And in my memory, the whole neighborhood did it, and it was beautiful. Their soft candlelight anchored the more garish and exciting electric lights lining the houses. It was my job to assemble and lay out the luminarias for our house. And I remember the sand as being pretty cold and slightly damp because of the cold. And I remember the smell of that wet sand as a sort of promise to the beauty to come. And a promise of gathering family and presents coming soon. So I'm so grateful for that memory. It was a chore, but it was delicious. And I'm so glad that I was asked to do that. It's a good time for all of us to connect with recollections of similar flavor. Maybe you can share one with each other in the Zoom breakout rooms after service. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But in fact, to get us started on that, I've asked our service associate for the day to do just so. So Cynthia, could you share with us one of your favorite holiday memories?
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Ron, and to anyone else looking at us on YouTube. We're coming to you from multiple locations. Ron and Lynn are socially distanced at the church, and I'm speaking to you from my home across the bridge. Christmas time is filled with childhood memories, I think, for all of us, as Ron said. It's a time to stop and just be in the moment, as most children are these days, that we've forgotten as adults. Taking in the stillness of nature at this time of year, I adore the dusk and the colors that it brings, even though it comes quite quickly in the day. The joy of anticipation, looking forward to seeing people you may only see once a year, unstructured time off for everyone at the same time, which fosters a sense of exploration, fun, and togetherness. And of course, the cherished rituals, gatherings, and outings repeated at each time this year. Getting unexpected gifts of time and new treasured possessions and love, of course. So yes, I have many memories as a kid at Christmas time, as my family usually went all out with both rituals and surprises. There was a huge extravaganza that was our UU Christmas Eve church service that was complete with a brass ensemble in the back and a speaking choir in the front. And then, of course, ending with a dark church lit by everyone's individual candles at the end. And we were driving home. My father would go by the same houses that were always known for having those beautiful decorated lights. And then, of course, the opening of many gifts the next morning, one at a time, in order to savor the reactions and joys. But one consistent memory throughout my entire childhood was the annual airing of the Charlie Brown Christmas special. Important to me because my initials are CB as well. This started when I was 10 years old, which was the first year. And you do the math, I am older. When you hear that incredible Christmas music from the Charlie Brown Christmas special, and I had it on just the other day as we were decorating our brand new place for the very first time, I'm a child again, believing that anyone can celebrate Christmas in their own way, like Charlie Brown and his little forlorn tree, and that we can all be there for each other no matter who we are or what or whom we love. There is no way that anyone can listen to that magical music by Vince Guaraldi and not be swept up in the holiday spirit. I dare you. Now let's please join Diana and Pavel in song as we sing Angels We Have Heard on High.
Hey, thanks for that beautiful song, Deanna and Pavel. It is so nice to have your voices as a part of this service. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our December 13th, gloomy but lighthearted service this morning. My name is Lynn Saverin, and I'm the Director of Lifespan Learning here at North Shore Unitarian Church. When I started with the church in 1981, much was new and still to be discovered. At the time, Joy McKim, a member of our church, also the aunt of Joanna Vaughn and Paul Simons, was our Sunday pianist, and she said to me at the end of November, "Lynn, you realize that you and the children are expected to put on a Christmas pageant for the congregation. Someone told you, didn't they?" Well, no one had, actually. And up until that point, the only thing that I ever had to do with children and Christmas was as an elementary school teacher. I would be assigned a song for my class to sing for the annual Christmas concert by the music teacher, usually something like "I'm Getting Nothing for Christmas," not the best song in the world. And that would be that. So this was a surprise, and frankly, a cause for some heart palpitations. Who knew that this was a tradition for NSUC? And really, how did Unitarians deal with Christmas? This was still a mystery to me. As I slowly recovered, Joy assured me that she would help me, and she did, and she was fantastic. We did a version of winter holidays around the world, and that was the start of a 40-year tradition for me. We used to do our pageants on Christmas Eve, which was probably stressful for parents, but magical for children. When we switched to the Sunday morning before Christmas, that's when it changed a little bit. Our pageants usually included the story of the birth of Jesus, and they were designed in such a way that they could be generational and a chance for adults to get to know the kids in the church. This year, 2020, was to be the last pageant in my role as your religious educator. Who knew that now, thanks to more restrictions imposed by the coronavirus, that we would have had to toss out plan A, B, C, and now we're on plan D, or maybe it's E. So in this morning's service, we will be sharing some little clips from past pageants, some wonderful seasonal music, some favorite memories, and towards the end, some of our families will be sharing with us thoughts on how they are keeping the COVID Grinch away and keeping their Christmas spirits alive.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. With the kids people telling and everyone telling you we have good cheer. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the happiest season of all.
Thanks for that lovely piece, Haley, and thanks for joining our service this morning. Sometimes after the first rehearsal, when bedlam has reigned, we have asked ourselves, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this pageant? It's short-lived. We know we have very good reasons for doing this, not the least of which is that it's an antidote to cynicism. A person only has to turn on the news or walk down their local street to realize it is all around us. Cynicism never serves the human spirit. Catherine Nicholson, as music director here for many years, did many a Christmas pageant. We both agreed that the story of Christmas, the story of the birth of baby Jesus, while not all totally believable, is a part of our heritage. We always felt that it was a story that needed to be told. All the miraculous parts, the ones that defy reason, represent the universal belief that every birth, the birth of every single person, is a special one. We have very often been blessed to have babies born at just the right time to have that role of the blessed babe. Gabby and Ross declared that after Jackson and Valentina had their debuts in that role, there would not be another, and they were passing on the torch. Allison Nixon, our music director now, has continued to carry on this tradition. Tradition, another reason that we consider this of importance. We can count on hearing our story every year in some fashion. We bring together a multi-generational cast of characters. Children and youth are involved in a worship that lives on in memories forever. It's hard to forget Barry, Maurice, or John B., tallest of the tall, acting alongside our little ones. Carrie, fabulous as the Grinch in UUville, and Maddie as adorable Max, the dog/reindeer, will be etched in our UU lore for always, the snowstorm notwithstanding. Peter Steinke, an internationally respected congregational systems consultant who also served as a parish minister, who sadly passed away this past July, claimed that the church that plays together stays together. And I would tend to agree.
I shook my head. You are really so kind, but it's not exactly what I had in mind. She spoke to me then, the whisper of winds. There are gentle things the season brings.
A beautiful rendition of that classic, Haley. Thank you. All that we are is story. What comes to matter then is the creation of the best possible story we can while we're here. You, me, us together. When we can do that and take the time to share those stories with each other, we get bigger inside. We see each other. We recognize our kinship. We change the world one story at a time. This is a quote from Indigenous author and journalist Richard Wagamese. In these dark times, it helps to remember our stories. Thinking back over all the pageants that we have done at NSUC, I tell you, I got a little choked up every now and then, but it was especially fun to remember some of the funny moments. Like the time that Megan Brand was the icicle witch, and her costume was made of this stiff, crackly sounding material, and it almost drowned her out. With no time to make a new costume, she had to persevere and probably went home that night hoarse after having to practically shout her lines. Or when 3-year-old Emily Hewen was playing the role of a flower. Her costume was a large art form circle of petals with a hole cut in the center for her face. She was standing on the chancel to the right and was so excited to see her parents and her grandma sitting in the pew at the left that when she turned to wave to them, the costume didn't, and it got stuck halfway across her face. I can still remember her choking back the tears as I went up and put it back in position, her scraped little cheeks just flaring. She bravely fought back those tears, and I'm sure that those scrapes are on her face the whole of the Christmas holiday. The first time we did The Dragon Who Never Had a Christmas, Eric Stevenson's dragon's tail swiped at a shiny new aluminum garbage can and sent it flying. The sound was loud enough to give us all a heart attack. Jill Whitford spent a lot of time and thought on the props, scenery, and costumes and did not see that coming. Fortunately, the same calamity did not befall Eric's dad, Jim, when he had that same role 15 years later. And now let's enjoy that beautiful song Within the Shining of a Star, sung by one of our wonderful youth, Amelia Beach.
Within the shining of a star, we catch a glimpse of who we are. In every infant born we see the hope of our nativity, the miracle of each new birth can shake and save the stony earth. Triumphantly, the newborn's cry strikes echoes from the waiting sky.
Oh, heavenly song, Amelia, thank you. Blessed is the season which engages the whole world in a conspiracy of love. Those words of famous Unitarian transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson may not be quite true for the whole world, but the pageants engaged in here are definitely a conspiracy of love. This community is one of miracle makers, and one of the most dedicated is Yasha Ramsey Ladder. With love, she creates costumes, scenery, and props, which put our productions over the top. Once as she was putting yet another glittery embellishment on a costume, I said, "You know, Yasha, sometimes less is more." She looked at me incredulously and replied, "When would that be?" I had some fun sharing some memories of pageants past with her. There are many moments and people, and time will only allow me to tell a couple more. Like when little Stephanie, a cherubic angel, stood on the front pew at the front of the church, arms pumping up and down, shouting, "I don't want to be an angel." Well, that was abundantly clear, and her embarrassed mom, Trish, scooped her up lovingly in her arms and all was set right. Or like the time that Susan Mitchell had the role of the Virgin Mary and David O'Hanlon was Joseph, both claiming to be too old for the roles, but playing them enthusiastically nonetheless. Susan had on a blue robe with a baby doll Jesus. No one had a real baby that year, tucked into the tummy area. The nativity characters processed from the foyer up to the chancel at the front of the church and formed themselves around the manger. As the narrator came to the part of the story where Jesus is born, Susan turned, reached under her robes, spun around, and whipped out the baby Jesus. I seem to remember her holding him feet first, but however the presentation, his arrival was hilarious. David, to this day, calls Susan Mary. Or like the time that our youngest son, Dookie, was one of the friendly beasts, a lamb, a fine role for a 3-year-old. His friend Tristan was a shepherd, and his costume was made perfect by the real metal shepherd's crook that his dad had welded. When I motioned for the friendly beast to go up front to go around the manger, a tired, ready for bed Dookie stuck his thumb in his mouth and refused, shaking his head, the ears flipping back and forth. Tristan whispered loudly, "Dookie, we have to go up." He knew his duty. And after the third refusal, Tristan took his crook, looped it behind Dookie's neck, and pulled, and up they went. We all had to stifle our laughter. And last year, Ron surprised us all, as you heard earlier, by coming out as a dancing hippopotamus. We did not stifle our laughter. Traditions must go on.
All is calm, all is bright on this snowy, silent night, and the angels sing every night. A child is born, is a holy night. All is peaceful, bathed in light on this starry, beauteous night, and the angels sing every night. A child is born, is a holy night. All is joyful, pure delight on this chilly winter night, and the angels sing every night. A child is born, is a holy night. Whether 2,000 years ago with this morning's breaking dawn, birth fills us with wonder, gratitude, and awe. All is calm, all is bright on this snowy, silent night, and the angels sing every night. A child is born, is a holy night. Every night a child is born, is a holy night. Every night a child is born, is a holy night.
That beautiful song by UU minister Reverend Wendy Luella Perkins of Ontario was inspired by a reading written by the famous religious educator Sophia Lyon-Fawes. It is number 616 in our hymnal, For So the Children Come. For so the children come, and so they have been coming, always in the same way they come, born of the seed of man and woman. No angels herald their beginnings. No prophets predict their future courses. No, the wise men see a star to show where to find a babe that will save humankind. Yet each night a child is born is a holy night. Fathers and mothers beside their children's cribs feel glory in the sight of a new beginning. They ask, where and how will this new life end? Or will it ever end? Each night a child is born is a holy night. A time for singing, a time for wondering, a time for worshiping. So this morning, we have not been able to have our usual worship service, our pageant service, but thanks to modern technology and the skills of Cynthia, Ross, Malcolm, and Dave, we are bringing some of our families to you, from their homes to yours. I hope this makes your heart grow 3 sizes bigger and helps you keep the COVID Grinch away.
Presents.
What else, Sam?
And the elf on the shelf.
Where's the elf on the shelf? Oh, up there. What else does Christmas mean to you, Sam?
And skiing.
Skiing? Okay. Anything else?
And snow.
Snow, okay.
And running out onto the deck. And playing in the snow, making a sling in the snow, and making a snowman. And having fun.
What does Christmas mean to you, Max?
It means I get to see most of my family. It means the elf on the shelf comes. It means I get presents. It means I get to have fun and have my pajamas on all day.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey, it's Sasha Wasik.
And Ziad Hashi. Merry Christmas and happy holidays for everyone.
We hope you're all great. This is our first Christmas together in Canada after many years in the Middle East, so it's pretty exciting. We hope you all and your families are doing wonderful.
Yes, everybody have a great night.
See you.
Enjoy.
Hi. Hope you guys are keeping well and staying healthy. It's a hard time of the year, but we're wishing you all the best. Lots of joy and love and music and laughter. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays.
Hi. I like baking cookies with my family at Christmas and opening presents. Hi, my name is Noah, and I like to sing Christmas carols and be joyful at Christmas. My name is Sasha.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
See you soon, we hope. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Hello, everybody, and Merry Christmas from the McKinnon Kwans. Here's how we've been keeping our spirits up this year.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hey everyone, happy holidays from the Hicks family. This year we had an exciting new addition. She's 9 months old and her name is Savannah Grace Hicks. So she's joining us this year for the first Christmas ever.
Hi, I'm Anna Hicks, this is Scott, and this is our Savannah Grace. This year, we're all trying to keep our spirits high despite everything. She's staring at me because I just put on lipstick for the first time in 9 months. I'm thankful for being always able to put up my husband's childhood decorations that he made in school. I'm also, as a practice, I hear that Santa is immune from COVID, which is why he's able to travel the globe on Christmas Eve. So that's why, and the only reason why, I'm on a steady milk and cookies diet. Cheers!
Have a great Christmas, everybody.
Hi, everyone, from Rebecca,
Oscar,
Elliot.
and Phil.
The holidays mean spending even more time together.
Happy holidays!
Merry Christmas! From Hardy's Wild Rumpus, we're the Hardy family. We want to wish all of you the best of the holidays. And we're keeping the Grinch away this season. One thing is we're making a lot more videos for everybody who can't be with us and chatting on video chats and bringing our family together through the magic of video.
And the second thing we've been doing is baking a lot.
The third thing we've been doing, we've been singing a lot of Christmas carols.
And we have been making a lot of Christmas crafts.
Everything that you do, the Grinch takes it one big step away from your house.
So we hope whatever your family is doing, that you have the best of the season. And hopefully it'll be better next year. But for this year, what are we going to say, guys? Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
Happy holidays.
Feliz Navidad! Olaf!
Olaf.
Well, it's your mama said to tell you
Okay.
how to keep the COVID Grinch away anyway.
Okay, we miss everybody and we wish we could be with you in person. I keep the COVID Grinch away by watching Christmas movies with my family and making lots of Christmas cookies.
Yummy. I keep the COVID Grinch away by decorating and doing my environmental club, which is doing good deeds for the earth.
Nice, Minnie. Good.
Hey peeps, this is how I keep the COVID Grinch away. I stay connected with my friends and family by Zoom, WhatsApp, and FaceTime.
Nice.
I keep the COVID Grinch away by eating lots of cookies and also by shopping for amazing Christmas gifts for my girls, like electric scooters.
No, not
What?
happening.
Oh no.
We miss everybody. Happy holidays.
That was a lot of fun to make and even more fun to watch. It was really good seeing all the families and kiddos out there. It warms my heart. I'm sure I was reading the comments as it was going on, and I could tell it warms the heart of so many of our congregation members and friends. Truly beautiful and inspired idea. And thank you, Lynn, to bringing that to us and to bringing this entire Plan Z Christmas pageant to us. It's been a real joy and a gas. So thank you, Lynn, and thank you, production team, and thank you everybody for tuning in and participating. And it's wonderful to see the chat going on, and it kind of at least makes me feel like we're together in spirit. So I would actually like us to continue that and to bring it down a little bit, though, to settle in, to bring our spirits closer to our campfire of congregational campfire. And if you would, I'm going to do a pastoral prayer here in a moment. But to begin with, if you've got a window near you, you might want to look out that window, right? Look out that window, and if you can see any sky or tree or shrub or any bit of nature, and if not, you might want to close your eyes and open the window there. As we thank you, Son, for your light, for your life-giving power. We thank you, Earth, for giving us our bodies, for holding us close and for our sensual experience. And we thank you, water, for life. And we thank you, air, for showing us how the Spirit moves and being the medium of our intentions. In this holiday season, we pray for the health and well-being and happiness of all members of this congregation, all people with whom they are connected, and all people with whom they are connected. We pray for 7 generations from now and give thanks to 7 generations before us. We know a lot of people at this time of year struggle with loneliness, with new situations in their lives, and with being restricted from gathering due to the global pandemic. We pray that they know that they are with us in our hearts and can feel our connection with them, even though we are not allowed to be physically in each other's presence. And hear there that presence is bigger than body. We ask these things in the name of renewal and hope, and the wish that everyone has a very Merry Christmas. Amen.
We are the North Shore Unitarian Church, and our mission is to empower people to live with greater depth, meaning, and purpose. In this community, we celebrate people from all walks of life, no matter how you make your living or how you experience the sacred, no matter who you are or who you love. We hope you'll feel welcome. We are a busy congregation, even though we're not in the sanctuary, with lots going on. So please read your weekly e-bulletin. And if you haven't already subscribed to the e-bulletin, you can do that by clicking on the link in the YouTube description or reaching out to our administrator, whose contact info is on our website. But here's a few things I'd particularly want to draw your attention to. Each December, we collect for the Pastoral Discretionary Fund. I'll say that 3 times fast. Anyway, which our minister uses throughout the year to help congregants and people in the wider community with a variety of practical and emergency and life needs, such as groceries and utilities. So please be generous and go to the website and contribute this month. Wanted for Christmas Eve, pictures of you holding a message of hope or love, and also a picture of a lit candle. I know you saw some of the beautiful videos today. You too can be in those videos, so please get your pictures in. You can email your images to pics@northshoreunitarians.ca, or you can just send them to Janny in the church office, but please try and get them in by December 20th, which is next week. And we're going to have a Christmas Eve service. So in addition to our Sunday morning services now until through the end of the month, we're also offering a special Christmas Eve service on our YouTube channel at 7 p.m. on Thursday, December 24th. And on Christmas Day, you're invited to join Robin Newton for a Christmas chat with church friends on Zoom from 11 to 12:30. drop in for a few minutes or stay for the whole time. The Zoom link is included in our e-bulletin. And do you get our e-bulletin? It's the main way we communicate with our congregation. I also want to tell you to watch your website because the order of service is published there every week, so you can follow along. And with that, we're going to go back to do our chalice extinguishing with our favorite hippo.
Thank you, Cynthia. So we extinguish this flame, but carry with us light of vision and the warmth of hope. The world calls us to live with depth, meaning, and purpose. And so let us go forth in courage and love. Now, if you would please rise in body or spirit for the benediction, and I'm really talking to you at home. Let's do this as a community so that you know that everybody else in this community is rising in body or spirit, and you can feel them getting up with you. Our presence is bigger than our bodies. So let's connect in that way, even as we leave this sacred place and time that we have gathered together by our presence, that we have created with our intention and our effort. Let us go from this place remembering the spirit of Christmas that comes to us through our memories of childhood and through our children today. Let us go in peace and be well. Also, last note, after we wrap up with this song, I will invite you to go to the Zoom chat, which is going to be found the link in your e-bulletin. You have to scroll all the way down to underneath where it says our outreach recipient of the month. And then you can click on that link and we could all see each other and chat for a little bit. And if there's enough of us, we'll break out into Zoom rooms, breakout rooms, and have a more controlled and intimate chat. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you there. Have a great lead up to Christmas. We'll see you next Sunday. It's going to be Solstice Sunday and then Christmas. And then I'm just really enjoying doing this to the screen right now with a hippo outfit on. So happy Christmas season, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sound.
Bye.